always be the last resort for dissatisfied persons in any electoral process, and that it is not acceptable for the party to outlaw the court process. The APC National Working Committee had last week threatened to punish members who dragged the party to court over various issues, saying it intends to activate constitutional provisions to penalize such members as their action is capable of undermining the party and hurting the party's interest. President Buhari has also advised members to work with the reconciliation committees set up for the 6 geopolitical zones by the APC, stressing that the party is the only body authorized to constitute such committees. Meanwhile, in Benue State, massive support is being canvassed for all APC candidates and for elective offices in the state and at the national level. A special rally was held in support of the re-election of President Buhari in 2019. Adebola Brooksland Sunday reports.
From Benue State University, participants marched through Iochayu and Boko roads. As they walk through nooks and crannies of the city, residents, artisans, marketmen and women in solidarity joined the rally and pledged their supports.
Call it a mass rally, you may not be wrong. And if you say it's a carnival, you may not be far from the truth, as youths, men and women in this rally converge to register their support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari.
School feeding programs, you look at Anchor Borrowers scheme, you look at rail system, you look at roads. There's so much of this social welfare scheme.
After the walk, the people proceeded to the campaign office donated by APC Youth League in the States.
We have a credible leader who is leading by example, and that is President Muhammadu Buhari.
Baba will do the good, the beautiful, and the best.
Mamo crowd has contradicted the normal propaganda that we see from the other side.
Before leaving Makurdi, the group was at a ceremony where a book titled Muhammadu Buhari Before Benue is Doomed was presented to the public.
It's not about them, it's about the poor of Benue. And we, the common poor of Benue, we go with him, we'll vote him again in 2019.
Our Buhari is doing all you could to make sure that the crisis between Fulani and the Benue people is a history.
The people describe President Buhari as the hope of civil servants, feeder of public school pupils, and the most charismatic leader. Adebola Brooksland Sunday, NTA News.
And from the massive rally in Benue, let's take you to the National Assembly, where the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education has advised that at least 50% of annual budgetary allocations is released to the Ministry of Education in view of its strategic position in the economy. This came to the fore during the committee's oversight meeting with the Ministry of Education. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
Oversight on the performance of the 2018 budget by the National Assembly continued on Monday as the Minister of Education, Adamu, appeared before the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education to provide the breakdown of the 2018 budget performance. The minister made a clear and concise presentation as he also listed major challenges.
Page 10, Madam, is a review of this year's budget. Total amount appropriated was 651,226,697,523 naira. Capital allocation for that period is 102,907,290,833 kobo. Of some of the challenges we faced during there.
The 15.9 billion naira released for the capital allocation out of the appropriated 102.9 billion attracted reactions from the Senate Committee.
So if this amount of money, appreciable amount of 100 billion has been appropriated and only 15% of it is released, it makes no difference at all.
We want to see more allocation to the federal government colleges.
The committee acknowledged the declaration of state of emergency in the education sector.
So where you actually declare an emergency in the education sector, that actually underscores the need for adequate funding to be provided to the education sector.
The Federal Capital Territory Universal Basic Education and the National Commission for Mass Literacy and Adult Education also presented their 2018 budget performance. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
It is due to the quintessential role of road safety to national economy and protection of lives and property that the United Nations urged countries to strive to achieve road crashes reduction by 50% by the year 2030. Now, Nigeria, which has since keyed into the initiative, has in less than a decade made tremendous progress. To consolidate on the achievement, the House of Representatives has commenced a process of amending and enacting a new law to further strengthen road safety in the country. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
To set the ball rolling, the House of Representatives Committee on Road Safety invited relevant stakeholders to this public hearing to get their submissions on how best Nigeria as a country could manage and supervise road users in line with global best practices. Apart from amendments to the current provisions of the Road Safety Commission Act, the bill in focus seeks to repeal the FRSC Act, in order to enact the Nigeria Road Safety Commission Act for better performance.
It's not only a high source of revenue, but it's also a social service that is critical to the safety and well-being of the citizens.
We have started the journey. We are midway. Use your prowess to really contribute so that we make this document a richer document.
Major stakeholders such as the Ministry of Transport, Federal Road Safety Commission, National Association of Road Transport Owners, National Union of Road Transport Workers, and petroleum tanker drivers all gave their support and suggestions.
In order to achieve a more effective and efficient road traffic administration and safety management, road traffic laws should be harmonized into one single document, and one agency should be mandated to implement and enforce the law.
We've just been granted a license to commence traffic radio, and I believe within the next few weeks, we should be able to commence broadcasting from Abuja.
Section 9, which requires the establishment of a trust fund, should provide for the Commission to ensure that such funds are utilized towards the procurement of essential equipment and medical care for accident victims and not a recurrent expenditure. It should be made for stakeholders committee in that bill. And that stakeholders committee can be having meetings, maybe on quarterly basis, and that stakeholders committee will serve as a think tank or advisory organ to the NRSC.
The aim of the exercise is to ensure reduction of fatalities on Nigerian roads through strict enforcement of laws. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And for something positive from us at the NTA, the Nigerian Television Authority is on course to migrate from the services of foreign satellite providers for its content transmission to engage the services of the indigenous Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, NACOMSAT. Now, this is coming with the signing of a service agreement between the NTA and NACOMSAT, in line with the federal government's drive to promote local content development. Justin Bem-Oye reports.
Since inception, the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA, has relied on the services of foreign satellite providers to transmit its content to its teeming viewers. NTA, being a flagship TV broadcast station not just within Nigeria but Africa, has now decided to use NIGECOMSAT 1R, which is the Nigerian communications satellite, as one of its backbone for content transmission, and thinks it's now about time to exploit the availability of this very important component of its operations. And the Director General of the NTA confirms this collaboration is a further fulfillment and is in response to the cardinal policy of the present administration.
It's a policy of the Buhari administration, for all Nigerian MDAs and so on and so forth, to have local content in whatever it is due. it does. So all the tests we carried were successful, and we have no doubt in our mind we'll be able to work together because your facilities have met our needs.
In making this a reality,
On the part of the satellite service provider, they are confident of the company's capacity, especially technically, to deliver seamless service of international standard.
We have signed backup agreement with Belintersat, with Talksat, and with so many others that we're trying to bring on board so that there will be no failure in service. So we're ready to make NTA provide the services better.
It will not only save cost, it will go a whole length to generate employment because it's going to create multiple jobs along the value chain.
The migration is expected to be a gradual one as NTA looks forward to expanding its cooperation with Nigerian. Justin Bemunyi, NTA News.
And as part of efforts to bridge the gas supply gap and promote socio-economic development across the country, the first phase of Greenville LNG plant, a private sector initiative, has been inaugurated in Dumuje River State. The inauguration of the multi-million-dollar investment, the first of its kind in Africa, was witnessed by Emmanuel Lene.
In August 2017, the NNPC and Total Exploration and Production Nigeria signed a domestic gas supply agreement with Greenville LNG for the construction of a $500 million domestic LNG facility expected to produce about 74 metric million standard cubic feet per day of LNG gas for distribution to users in Nigeria. 1 year after that historic event, the first phase of the plant is now ready with 3 liquefaction trains that will produce 2,250 metric tons of gas per day.
Public-private partnership is what we need now. And with such a massive investment today is also to look for other people that will come and invest so that he can build this project to a higher grade.
Chairman Greenville LNG, Eddie Van der Broek, reiterated the company's determination to distribute domestic gas to all parts of Nigeria using the first in-country LNG fuel trucks, noting that the company intends to revolutionize the economy and bridge the natural gas supply gap.
We are bringing in Nigeria and in Africa the first trucks fueled on energy, which should reduce normally the price of transport and logistics by about 35 to 40%, and with a huge attraction on environment.
It's a catalyst project which can bring a lot of ripple effects. Of course, employment, skills, job opportunities, which means that we are creating the whole chain of the skills and opportunities, not only in South, but also in the North.
With the inauguration of the first phase of Greenville LNG project, Nigerians are set for a cost-effective domestic gas supply that will promote economic and social development in Nigeria. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
2018 HSE International Conference opens. Let's join Hingino in Lagos for these and other stories. Hello, Hingino.
Thank you, Joy, and welcome to Lagos. The Federal Airports Authority has assured the traveling public that all its 22 airports in the country are safe and without any threat or acts of aggression. The assurance followed the video trending on the social media in which Murtala Mohammed International Airport was said to be under attack by terrorists. Vera Chinyoba was at Murtala Mohammed International Airport and now reports.
This is the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, the nation's premier gateway. It is safe, secured, and calm. All airport operations are going on. Airport security, the world over, is the heartbeat of the aviation industry. This informed the various security measures at the airports to check any threat or acts of aggression. Therefore, the video trending on the social media to the effect that Murtala Mohammed International Airport was under attack since last week came as a surprise to security agencies. They have at different times issued statements that no such incident happened at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos.
We will not allow our airports to come under any form of attack. We have increased patrols round about our perimeter fences all over, all of the time, 24/7. The AFSEC officials are on duty.
Some passengers also confirmed that the airport was not attacked.
It wasn't attacked because the kind of level of security at the airport, I'm not sure any hoodlums can break it.
We confirmed with all point of responsibility that there was no attack on the international airport.
Meanwhile, the managing director of Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NTA, has issued a weather advice to airline operators.
The advisory is for all operators and pilots to adhere strictly to the operating weather minimums for all the aerodromes that they operate in.
Air travelers have also been advised to exercise patience in the event of cancellations and flight delays due to weather conditions. In Lagos, Viera Chumuba, NTA News.
Creating a peaceful environment for international oil companies to operate in the Niger Delta. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, in a message to the opening of the 2018 Health, Safety and Environment International Biennial Conference in Lagos, says resolving the security challenges in the region is a priority. Paul Omokago has details.
Serving the environment following years of oil exploration has made it pertinent for stakeholders in the oil and gas industry to take the issue more seriously. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was represented by the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, says the future of oil and gas industry will be boosted with the passage of the Petroleum Industry Development Bill.
The reforms proposed in PIGB reflects our collective desire to entrench transparency and sustainability of oil and gas operations in Nigeria, to enable the country finally to realize the full potential of the hydrocarbon resources.
Minister of State Petroleum Resources Emmanuel Ibe Kachiku, his counterpart from the Niger Delta Affairs Ministry, and the Director, Department of Petroleum Resources, challenged delegates to come up with suggestions to conserve the environment and its resources.
We're down to about 27 or 28% of that. We have set 2020 as a benchmark to get out of it. We set gas policy, we set gas flare commercialization, where we're enforcing rules on safety.
We have a duty also to help those who are operating in the environment, to sustain the environment for us.
So we expect that we're going to get real and adequate information about the new trends in environmental management in the oil and gas industry.
36 papers will be presented in the 3-day conference in line with the theme which says driving sustainability in the oil and gas industry through improved stakeholders' environmental stewardship. In Lagos, Paul Omokago, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this timeout. Please stay with us.
Some amazing music.
Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
Where is it?
What are you searching for?
I'm looking for my Glow SIM because Yakata fever is spreading all over Nigeria. With Glow Yakata, when you recharge 100 Naira, you get over 500 Naira talk time to call all networks and 10 friends and family. Plus, up to 6 gig data to browse, chit-chat, WhatsApp, and so much more.
Wow! That's incredible!
Yes!
Are you sure?
Yep.
Found it! Found it! This is it!
Yakata. Recharge 100 Naira and get over 500 Naira talk time to call all networks and 10 friends and family, plus up to 6 gigabytes data. Yakata, the heavyweight voice and data plan. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Teeth like razor blades, and you know that we're out for blood. We're out for blood.
Keep your white fabrics glowing whiter, your home sparkling and free from germs with Hypo. Make a dazzling impression every time and let your whites speak for you.
My wife. Any other wife is a counterfeit.
Oh, Mama.
Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association, now available in Lime Breeze.
A hectic lifestyle or overeating can cause a burning pain in your chest. That's heartburn. Take Gaviscon. One dose relieves in 3 minutes to soothe the pain of heartburn. It goes straight to the source to work for hours, providing long-lasting relief.
That's why I recommend Gaviscon.
I recommend Gaviscon. Gaviscon, fast relief you can actually feel.
If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
We have a challenge. My husband has a big interview, but his shirts aren't cleaning well.
Don't panic, Ngozi. Just use Good Mama. Good Mama's extra cleaning power removes all dirt, leaving a wonderful scent. Look, whites are white, colors are bright, and extra fresh.
Now in a 1 kg pack.
He got the job?
What do you think?
Obvious.
Good Mama knows best.
Munch it, got a tasty, crunchy feeling. Munch it, gotta munch it every day. Munch it, just give me the super snack. Munch it, oh, irresistible. Munch it, makes me wanna say. One munch, 2 munch, non-stop munch. Munch it is here. Irresistible. 1 munch, 2 munch, non-stop munch.
Try a pack of Munch It snacks.
What's up?
His friends didn't come.
Hey, let's practice.
But you're going out.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing satisfies a mother more than seeing a child grow up. But I know as he sweats, he'll face the risk of germs which can cause skin irritation.
That's why you need the new best ever Dettol Cool. Its new advanced formulation with extra menthol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs and gives your family icy cool freshness.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
It was a moment of reunion and joy when old students of Government Secondary School Miango in Plateau State celebrated 35 years after graduation. Riano Bala reports.
Established in 1972, Government Secondary School Miango, Plateau State has produced a sitting governor, legislators among other prominent personalities in the country. A dinner to mark 35 years of graduation of 1983 set was held in Jos, which was colorful and memorable.
Oh, it's wonderful. After 35 years, I can see many faces that I can't even remember. I feel so happy. I'm among the living, and we're all doing well.
Being here tonight has given me the opportunity to see once more my classmates and my schoolmates that I had not seen in a very long time.
I just want to seize this opportunity, honestly. It is my privilege once more to be associated with my brothers. For the past 35 years, we've been together.
Members of the 1983 set of Government Secondary School Miango were full of praises to God, as one of them, Muhammad Umar Jibrilla, is a governor of Adamawa State.
He was the best in table tennis, and one of his best subjects, because he came from a disciplined house, he was leading the school in hierarchy.
Call him Why? You know, that was the nickname we gave him. Why? Because we on the plateau we are not so conversant with the Adamawa Hausa. When he came, anything he says, any sentence he makes, he said, why?
I used to run 100 meters. After collecting my trophy, you come and say, Pat, how are you? Oh, how was the race?
Friends, family members, and some members of the Adamawa Executive Council accompanied Governor Muhammad Umar Jibrilla amidst fanfare.
We can never thank Miyosa for giving us one of you to do what he has done so far in Adamawa State.
Congratulations,
In Iola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
And from that cheerful report, we join Ogo Chukwuka in Benin for more reports. Hello, Ogo. It's over to you.
Thank you, Joy, for joining us. Ondo State government has disbursed over 500 million naira to beneficiaries of its mini, micro, small and medium enterprises loans in the state. This is following the success and positive impact of the federal government's trader money. Doris Olumoko reports.
About 12 groups comprising artisans, traders, cooperative societies, among others, benefited from the loan, with women getting 65%, totaling 357 million naira, while men got 35%, totaling 192 million naira.
We have always had the microcredit scheme here. We have always had access to funds from CBN, yes, but they have always encouraged us to do this.
And this program is part of the Akeredolu's agenda for improving the lives of everybody in Ondo State.
We call it Owo Akpalara. We have our women, we have all the women leaders, we have all the yalogers.
Now, the main purpose of the scheme is to empower creative and productive people who lack financial power to bring their creativity into fruition.
This loan is going to boost my business.
We've been looking for money for a while, but with this loan, it will help our business.
We are going to use it very well, and we will be able to return it when it is necessary to return back.
Loan processing and disbursement under the Akpalara scheme is still ongoing in Ondo State. In Akure, Doris Olumoko, NTA News.
And our succor has come the way of victims of the recent flood disaster in Esakos Central, Esakos East and Owan East local government areas, as they have been provided food items to alleviate their sufferings. It is courtesy of Esako Club 81. Victor Dio Archer has details.
Presenting the items to the victims at the internally displaced persons camp in Ogomere in Ekperi, the president of the club, Prince Asama Kadiri, said the relief materials were palliative measures to relieve the pains of the victims and take care of their immediate needs.
The club is known for touching the lives of our underprivileged people. We blew this attention to Wepano Kida. We are very grateful.
Give thanks to Esako Club 81, who feel that wherever they go, they must remember home.
Receiving the food items on behalf of the councils, the vice chairman of Esako Central Local Government, Ambrose Kevi Ahibwe, the head of social department, Esako East Local Government Council, Alhaji Mohammed Sedeno, and some palace chiefs, promised that the items will be equitably distributed to all the victims. Victor Odion Archer, NTA News.
And as if from here, it's back to Abuja for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Ogo. Another break beckons. Stay tuned for more reports.
To anyone who ever pushed me to go further.
Come on, one more.
To anyone who ever gave me a hand up. To anyone who ever taught me anything I ever learned. To those who work together to set the bar higher. To those who give me the energy to go further. This is my team, and my team makes me.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Cheese.
Sensitivity is a short pain which occurs when teeth are exposed to hot, cold, or acidic
things. Cold water from the fridge would trigger off sensitivity. A lot of people would accept anyway and just grin and bear the pain. What I would say to the patient is switch to Sensodyne, make it your daily toothpaste. Over a period of time would reduce tooth sensitivity. And a lot of them come back to thank me, to say that, wow, it's just something so simple. It adds the sparkle back into their life.
Discover the all-new Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Lotion, specially formulated with Nivea's Deep Moisture Serum and Africa's natural cocoa for 48-hour deep moisture. Glowing, radiant skin with Nourishing Cocoa Lotion from Nivea. Now say goodbye to dry skin with great Nivea specials this Harmattan season.
And now a quick look at the weather picture across the country.
Hello and welcome to the weather forecast from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. The dust season is here again, as has been experienced over the northern parts of the country and some parts of the central states. It is very important at this period to take precaution against respiratory infection. And to the forecast for Tuesday, we expect sunny and hazy conditions to prevail over the northern parts of the country down to the central states. Some parts of Katsina and Kano, where visibility was below 2,500 meters, are expected to see some improvement in visibility. And as we move towards the southern parts of the country, we anticipate mostly cloudy conditions, although some parts of Lagos State are expected to experience isolated thunderstorms in the morning. And as we progress into the afternoon, there are chances of isolated thunderstorms over some parts of Enugu, Akure axis, as well as the southeast coast.
And that's NTA Network News. Thanks for staying with us and have a good evening.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
It's an African one. Yeah. Whether you come here to break dance, you come here to shake hands. You come here to make plans. Ever would it reach us motherland? Whether you come here to rock with me, I be not to find good. Everything they ever would it reach us motherland? Anywhere you go, London, USA, nowhere be like Africa.
Nowhere be like home. Anywhere you go, New York, Chicago. Nowhere be like Africa. Nowhere be like home.
This festive season, there's no place like home. Get a GoTV decoder and GoTenna and 1 month of GoTV Max subscription for only 6,900 Naira. GoTV. Live it, love it.
Madam. Brought us as usual.
As usual.
Mm.
You have no problem.
For the three
You're welcome, sir.
As usual, yeah?
You take that one. Yeah, take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigeria homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have? You don't have?
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice. Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about. Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food. I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobu to come to chocolate rice made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
And how they are cooked.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Extraordinary could be right there in front of you without you even knowing it. It's something unique, rich and rewarding, full of character, a bold expression of flavor like no other. Discover extraordinary flavor. Guinness, made of more.
My name is Mrs. Felicia Odunola Olojede. I'm living at Ibadan. I'm selling shoes at Oje in Ibadan here. I've been in this business from years ago. There is no government, no anybody that helped me to assist me in my market. But now I collected 100,000 from BOI program. I like the program. Now my business has been increased without any collateral, without any surety. I've returned the money back. I advise the federal government to continue with the program.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, is making steady progress in its effort to roll out the Hajj Savings Scheme. In furtherance of this drive, a two-day seminar was organized in Abuja to create more awareness on the project amongst NACON staff and other stakeholders.
A Hajj Savings Scheme means...
Making a presentation at the occasion, the head of Hajj Savings Scheme of the Commission, Ahmed Sani, touched on key aspects of the scheme.
Now, a Hajj Savings Scheme means a deposit-taking scheme to create a savings culture for both adults and children. Why we put both adults and children is because people think it is when you come of age, that is when you are matured, 18 and above, that you can go for Hajj. Yes, it is. But you can start saving very early. We can save for our children, we can save for our families, we can save for our brothers and sisters. And it creates a more disciplined approach to financing Hajj. That is queuing as against the pay-as-you-go that we are currently experiencing. That people go for or pay for Hajj on instinct. Whenever you get the money, you just go and pay for Hajj. Now, Hajj Savings Scheme will create orderliness and queuing in terms of payment. And it will help in the long-term investable funds to support the real sector.
The presentation generated comments, observations, and questions from participants.
But what Malam Bashir did not work on is that why do you want to save your money? One, your seat is guaranteed. It's very key. It's very key in savings. Because if I save and I'm not sure of my seat, then why do I save money? The peasant farmer is not interested in the interest on his money. His interest is to go to Hajj and come back. So you have to do a lot of certain percentage of allocations has to be assigned to a savings scheme. So that as soon as your savings mature, your Hajj is guaranteed.
As far as I'm concerned, has both short-term and long-term objectives. While the short-term is going to be a better approach towards efficient and better planning and operation of Hajj, in the sense that you will be having in good time the numbers of pilgrims to cater for, and that means we will have better and smoother operation. And in the long run, as has been said already, that we will be mobilizing investable funds that will be channeled towards development.
The deposit is going to be collected. In collecting a deposit, an account needs to be opened. If an account needs to be opened, definitely some regulations will apply in terms of also KYC requirements, and also country-specific, like Nigeria, the issue of also BBN will apply.
I believe that, inshallah, with all the hurdles, whether in the establishment whether the stakeholders, whatever, if we are committed, the staff, at any point in time, and we challenge ourselves that yes, it's going to take off and it's going to be a reality, so shall it be. May Allah help us.
Thank you very much. That it is important we open our minds.
Speaking earlier, NACON Chairman Barrister Abdullahi Mukhtar Mohammed said the Commission is awaiting government's response to its recommendations on the management of the scheme.
We have made appropriate recommendation to government, and as soon as government finish consideration of that recommendation, the trustees will be formally inaugurated so that they will start their job. As the name implies, they are trustees and they are not going to drive any salary from the activity. And they are not going to be full-time members. They will sit occasionally to review the mode of operation of the scheme. That is why, in our own little wisdom, we feel it is appropriate to have a division with relevant, competent staff to handle that program.
Barrister Abdullahi Mukhtar stressed on the need for increased public awareness on the benefits of the Hajj savings scheme.
If the staff don't promote the project, if the staff don't propagate the project, if staff are not ambassadors of the project, then those that were expecting to queue into the project will also have doubt. They will not feel comfortable. And the project will be dead on arrival. So I think it's the right thing that the division in charge of the Hajj savings scheme starts by creating awareness within. Then they will take it to the next level of engaging the states, then the public.
The establishment of the Hajj savings scheme is in line with provisions of NACON Acts. In its efforts to upgrade Hajj camps across the country and equip them with modern facilities, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has started work at the Kaduna State Hajj camp in Mandu. The project, which is to be undertaken in phases, involves the construction of pilgrims' accommodation or hotels, clinic, renovation of mosques, and the building of toilets, among others. NACON chairman Barrister Abdullahi Mukhtar Mohammed visited the camp to assess the level of work done. Imam Hussein Uhu Ikara is the overseer of Kaduna State Pilgrims Welfare Boards. He explains more about the project.
As the outcome of the visit of the National Hajj Commission chairman to inspect the ongoing development project of the camps all over Nigeria, which Kaduna is one of the camps that will be developed. And this development is out of the development levy that pilgrims are paying every year.
Work is also in progress at Lagos, Sokoto, and Kano State Hajj camps. The NACON chairman had in August this year